Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to our exclusive postseason coverage on MLB Network. With me is Harold Reynolds and Dan Plesac. And Dan, we'll start with you. This series has the feel of one that's about to get very interesting.
Looking at these two squads, it's clear both of them have several guys that can hurt you with the bat. It's not just the middle of the order guys that you have to look out for as a pitcher. So the team that gets the timely hitting and quality at bats is probably going to prevail.
The postseason is officially in full swing. Lineups and first pitch coming up next. Back now live as we count down to the start of Game 1. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now, your 2017 New York Mets.
Briefly now, we'll look at the two starters who get the ball here in Game 1. And here's how the visiting San Francisco Giants line up in this one. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, Matty, when Buster Posey's in this lineup, he's a guy you have to keep your eye on. The guy is in the middle of the lineup, and when he's in the middle, things just happen. Guys in front of him get on, he drives them in, and if not, he has the ability to get things started and set the guys up behind him. He's a force.
Noah Syndergaard will do the pitching in front of the hometown crowd here in Game 1. Harold, any thoughts?
Matt, he comes in to start carrying the career ERA, get this, of under 3. He's been fantastic ever since he broke into the big leagues. So let's see if he's got his great stuff in this outing as well. Well, let's take a look at the Mets defense, brought to you by Majestic. And in the outfield, Yoenis Cespedes, this guy's got maybe the best arm in all of baseball. Seems like every time there's a big moment or a big play, he comes up gunning, and he's gunning guys at the plate. He is so fun to
Leading
watch
off the
throw.
afternoon for San Francisco, third baseman, number 10.
And we are underway here in Flushing as the first pitch of the afternoon is taken for ball 1. Chop foul over towards the dugout. A very comfortable afternoon for baseball. 61 degrees our game time temperature. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Knee-high slider that he takes a look at. And then that's a pretty good example of why he's such a great pitcher.
Yeah, stuff. Stuff is obviously the important key to being dominant on the mound, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you don't have outstanding control to go along with it. But he does, and he really spotted that pitch.
And a good pitch there as this is swung on and missed for the first out of the ball game. Here's the right fielder, Hunter Pence. Career numbers versus Syndergaard, 1 for 5. He also has 1 home run. There's a changeup over the outside corner. And there are the umpires assigned to this one. Calling balls and strikes is Mr. Mike Fillmore.
Well, Fillmore's the type of umpire who's going to give you a little in some areas and take away the others. And what I mean by that, he's going to call a little righter on the corners. Up and down, he's going to take that away from you.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a swing and a missile sent out to center field. Conforto ranging back, climbs the wall, and he made the catch. What a play to bring it down back from the deepest part of the yard. That was a tough play, so let's take another look at it with Showtrack. Seemed to get a solid read off the bat, took a good angle at it, and he covered over 100 feet to make the grab. And I'm sure he'll be getting some high fives for that one. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline, but a foul ball here. 0-1 into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Thought he had the inside corner that time, but it missed for ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. Ball and 2 strikes, the count now with the bases empty and 2 away. Well, as demonstrated there, that's a tough pitch to do anything with.
Oh, you think? If you've got a good fastball like he does, that location can be really effective. It looks so tempting to the hitter, but making contact on that pitch can be very tough.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Giants down in order, and now the Mets offense will go to work for the first time. No score. With a moment here in Flushing Meadows, let's meet the Mets. Harold, what's the key for him against one of the best starters in the game?
Matt, have you seen this guy throw? Whew, he is electric. What do you got to do against him? I think you got to attack him early. He's just too overpowering. His stuff is electric. He's got one of those great power arms that we'll talk about for years to come. You got to take it to him before he takes it to you.
Johnny Cueto gets the call in hostile territory here for Game 1 of the Division Series. What's your take on him, H?
Well, Matt, he's got 5 pitches, and I mean, they're all good. He throws them for strikes. He dominates. He mixes speeds up. I asked him one day, what's your best pitch? And he told me all 5.
And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Second baseman, Neil
Here's Neil Walker. Career head-to-head meetings with Johnny Cueto. 9 base hits in 51 at-bats. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. And a fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And he watches one miss outside. 2-0 now. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Parker over to his right. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Batting third.
And with 2 away now, let's give you a look at the big picture here. There you see the participants in this year's playoffs. Here's Yoenis Cespedes. No one aboard for him, and 2 gone here in the first. Into the windup and the pitch. Took a wave at one around the shins with no luck. Cueto gets the sign. Here he comes 0-1. Now a swing and a miss, and things are not looking real promising here. Down 0-2.
Oh, man, he just tied him up in knots right there.
And this is fouled back and out of play. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. Ready on 1-2. Pulled high in the air out to left field. Parker over to his right, and that ends the inning. Down in order go the Mets. Still no score.
Leading off for the Giants.
First pitch of the at-bat.
Brandon Crawford.
A changeup floats outside here for ball 1. Leaves a slider right over the middle.
Pretty good pitch to hit there that he let go. I know it's early and they're probably wanting to run his pitch count up, but he may not get another pitch like that to swing at the rest of the game. Froze him with a high fastball there. We'll see if they try to climb the ladder.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Bruce sprinting after it, and he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out.
Batting fifth.
Here's Buster Posey now. Career numbers versus Syndergaard. 5 for 10. And this is off the corner and low. Ball 1. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Hit hard on the ground to first. Duda's got it, and he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
Batting sixth.
Now batting, Joe Pennick. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. And that misses ball 1.
That's an interesting pitch right there. Let's see if that throws him off a little bit. He's been on a pretty good roll. He can't let it upset him. Just get back in the groove right here.
And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Maybe too much break on the slider. 2-1.
Pretty good pitch and a great take there. There's not a lot you can do with that slider breaking down, and unless you can catch it way out front and hook it down the line, you see a lot of swinging misses on those.
Line to the right side, and that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out.
Well, this is the 6th hitter he faces. He finally gives up a hit, but man, he's looking sharp today. I think he's going to have a good game.
Center fielder, number 2, Denard Span.
Here's the center fielder, Denard Span, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He takes his first cuts in this one with a man at first and 2 away. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Lifted the other way to left center. Conforto is in pursuit, but the left fielder calls him off and makes the catch. And striding into the box, Evan Gattis. He'll lead it off against Johnny Cueto.
Gattis.
First pitch of the at-bat. Started that swing a bit too early.
Now that's a big swing. That's what the big fella's supposed to do. Let the go downtown. Let it all fly. He let the dog out right there. I want to see if he calms it down or does it again on this pitch. Well, now we've seen the combination of the 2-seamer and the cutter. That is a lethal combination because now he's taken away the ability of the hitter to sit on one direction of the pitch. I like the call for the 2-strike changeup. You got to make a better pitch. He got away with one right there.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. On the move is Span. 1 out.
Batting fifth. Center
Coming
fielder,
to the plate now, Michael Conforto. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. I had him guessing that time as he's barely able to foul it away. Bunt attempt, but this one might have too much on it. Throw to first is in time, so a good idea, but the bunt attempt doesn't pan out.
Batting sixth. First baseman.
Here's Lucas Duda now. He'll try to make something happen with 2 gone in the bottom of the 2nd. Cueto's ready. Here's the first pitch. And the first pitch is chopped foul at the plate at strike 1. Swing and a miss, and he's in control.
Very economical start out there. Got through the first inning on just 9 pitches. It's again here in the 2nd.
That fastball straightens him out. Lays off 2-2 now.
Well, he kind of got caught chasing the first 2 pitches out of the strike zone, but I think he's caught on to their game.
Swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. Mets go down. Welcome back to Daytime Baseball on the show from Citi Field. Thanks for joining us. Stepping up to the plate, Jarrett Parker. He'll start things out against Noah Syndergaard as this inning is underway. And the 3rd inning begins with a changeup that misses. Hits a ball and no strikes. Now here it comes. A little over anxious that time as it's a ball and a strike.
Well, he doubled up on that slider, so that tells me he's really feeling it at this point in the game. Good chance we'll see a heavy dose of that slider as this start continues. That's straight smoke at 99, guys. It's almost unfair.
And this is going to find the crowd down the left field line. Count holds at 1-2.
Whoa, he tried to get a little cute right there. A little 2-strike changeup. He thought he might get a swing and miss, but man, he left that in the zone. He's fortunate that ball didn't leave the park.
So he ran the fastball by him for the punch out. Jarrett Parker goes down for the first out here in inning number 3.
Cueto.
Johnny Cueto is at the plate now as he looks at strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Way out in front. A windup and the 0-2 pitch. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
Well, we've seen a lot of guys swinging at pitches out of the strike zone early on in this game. So I think the game plan on that pitch right there was to try to bounce one and try to get them to chase again.
Another 1-2 delivery. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Now here it comes. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2. Digging in to try it again. Eduardo Nunez. 0 for 1 here in the early going. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. And look out as that one ran in and got him.
Oh, and that was a big mistake right there. This guy might be their best base-stealing threat in the lineup, so now he's got a chance to move into scoring position without even putting the ball into play.
Ready for another chance? Hunter Pence. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. In the dirt here. And he is safe at second, and the wild pitch here could prove costly with 2 away. Third inning, no score to this point. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. And this one's in the dirt. Runner holds as the count moves to 2-1. Swing and a liner. And that's a fair ball as this one will get down the line. Nunez rounds third and is digging for the plate. And the run will score as the Giants stake themselves to an early 1-0 lead. So a runner in scoring position with 2 men gone. And standing in now, the left-handed hitting first baseman, Brandon Belt. And he gets the call that time for strike number 1.
Matt, I can't get past the last at bat. I mean, to drive in a run and get you on the board first, that is huge. Now the rest of the lineup can relax and swing the bat.
In the dirt here. Out in front of this is Belt as he rips this ball foul down the right field line. And he's set down on strikes for the second time today. Giants get one on the Hunter Pence double. Bottom of the third coming up. It's 1. Here now is Asdrubal Cabrera. 7, 8, and 9 to start the home third.
Not much going on offensively so far for these guys. 6 up, 6 down. We'll see if the bottom part of the lineup can get something going.
Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Ball 1.
No strike.
In front of the changeup there as this is chopped foul at home plate. The 1-1 home to Cabrera. And this is fouled at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss as he starts the third the same way he ended the second with a punch out, 1 away.
With how hard guys throw these days, 94 miles an hour is good, but not as impressive as it used to be. Professional hitters can catch up with that, so it's all about setting the fastball up with good off-speed stuff to make it look more effective, and that's exactly what he did right there.
Here's Jay Bruce now. He'll swing and lift the ball foul off to the left and out of play. Here comes the 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He offered it a ball way outside the strike zone for out number 2. Into the box now, Noah Syndergaard. And Dan, it seems like this starter is just dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him go about his business, but I'm also interested to see if this offense can figure out a way to get a couple of cracks in his armor before it gets too late.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. Now a swing and a chopper foul right at home plate. Trying to strike out the side. Here it is. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. Digging in for his second at-bat, Brandon Crawford. He'll try to get it going here to begin the fourth.
Brandon Crawford.
Too high that time with the inning's first pitch. It's ball one. Now the pitch. Softly hit out to short. Throw to first in time. One gone here in the fourth.
The catcher, number 28, Buster Posey.
Striding in once again, Buster Posey comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First delivery to him on the way. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Moving under it, Conforto. 2 gone.
Now batting, second baseman, Joe Panic.
Stepping in, Joe Panic. He singled his last time up. Into the windup and the pitch. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball one. And now a pitch on the way. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
Pretty easy takes to start out this at bat. None of those pitches were even close to the strike zone.
Too high, and it's 3-0. Swing and a little tapper, but it gets foul. Called a strike, and it's full 3-2.
Matt, I thought he might be in jeopardy of walking the guy here for the first time in this game. Went down 3-0, but he's come all the way back 3-2 now, and I think he'll just make the guy put it in play or put one on the corner. He's going that good.
That misses. Ball 4, and Panic's aboard.
I know one thing. He earned that free pass right there. He was tempted with some really good pitches, but he stayed disciplined and drew the walk.
And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. That one's going to find the seats. Strike one.
Well, they got him in the rocking chair right now. A little changeup, follow up with the fastball. He's a little late with that swing. I may go back with another changeup.
Working for the punch out and the offering. Swing, high drive, deep down the left field line. This ball is slicing, and he pushed it just a bit too much. It'll wind up a foul ball. Neither guy giving in here, and they'll do it again.
That's 4 foul balls in a row. He's battling, no doubt.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that chance leave one. But they're on top 1-0. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Jose Reyes. He starts off the inning against a guy who struck out the side last inning. How did they get to him here?
I'm not sure, Matt, that they want to stay as patient. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. They might want to start swinging a little bit earlier in the count.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Changeup gets him out in front for strike 2.
Wow, he's cruising right now out there. 4 straight punch outs and working on number 5.
Pitch is popped up. Crawford is going to get there. 1 away.
Now batting, second baseman, Neil Walker.
Here's Neil Walker. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss just behind a lively fastball.
Man, I tell you what, I love how he's pitching right now. He has continued to pound that first pitch.
There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. Into the upper deck, but foul. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. This is on the ground over to first. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted.
The left fielder, number
Here's the left fielder, Yoenis Cespedes. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Cueto sets his sights. Here's the first pitch. A fastball down near the shoe tops. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And this is just off the outside corner, ball 2.
Hey, I appreciate the fact that he's making him throw a few pitches. Most of his teammates have been hacking at everything that comes their way.
Now a swing as he hits this one into the air. Well, this will be foul off to the right, out of play. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now.
I like how he's mixing up the fastball and the changeup right there. That's how we got the 2-2 count. I think he comes back with a changeup here.
Cutter, and it doesn't make it back. 3-2. Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Here's Cespedes with a drive. That's high and deep to left field. And that nearly would have gotten him on the board. Instead, it's a long foul ball. Strike 3 called as he can't get the bat off his shoulders. Side retired. Down in order go the. Into the box now. Jarrett Parker comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Line drive to left. And they'll start this inning off with a base hit as that one's through. So there'll be a man aboard here to start out their half of the 5th.
Well, you make in-game adjustments, right, Matt? I mean, they've had a hard time scoring. Right here, he jumps on the first pitch to get things going, so I see a little bit of a change. Maybe this is how they jumpstart their offense for the rest of the game.
Now a bunt attempt here to Cabrera for 1, but they won't get 2 as he beats the relay to first.
Now batting.
Now at the plate, Eduardo Nunez. 0 for 1 with a run scored thus far. Now a quick move here to step off and look the runner back. Prior to the at-bat, a check on first. And he'll be back in standing up. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0. A ball and no strikes. Here it is. That misses. 2-0.
On 2-0, you can bet he's looking for a fastball that he can turn on and drive. Might be thinking about picking on that big hole between first and second.
Hit to third. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
The right fielder, number 8.
Here's the right fielder, Hunter Pence. 1 for 2 with a double on his line thus far. And he takes a cold strike. 0-1. 1 run on 3 hits. And no errors on the Giant ledger to this point. This is line to left. That's in there. Base hit. Cueto rounds the corner and is headed home. And he is in there at the plate. It's now a 2-0 game.
Line drive to left field, and I didn't think the runner was going to be able to score on that. That's just a great job of hustling and a nice piece of hitting.
Here's the first baseman, Brandon Belt, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Comes set and the 0-1. Hard hit ball to second. Played on the backhand. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. For the Giants, lead to a run in the inning. Last half of the 5th coming up. The Giants lead it 2-0.
Evan Gattis.
First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike.
Well, they're still in this game. You know, if they can get somebody on, a broken bat, a blooper, a bunt, and then go for the big ball, they can get something going. But they've got to start with getting somebody on base. This offense needs a base runner and get things happening.
Ready with the 1-1 pitch. A wave and a miss, a tick behind a good fastball. One and 2, here it comes. This one's blooped out toward right center field. Pence has the best view of this one, so he'll take it for the first out.
Center fielder number 35.
Stepping into the box, Michael Conforto. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Here is a ground ball now for the shortstop to the right of second. Throw on to first, 2 gone. Still a little early to start talking about these things. There you go, right there. A big goose egg in that hit column, worth keeping in mind as we get later into the afternoon. First offering on its way. Lucas Duda is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0.
Well, that's 2 quick outs, and he's got a low pitch count. Really being aggressive in the zone has forced him to swing the bats. He's economically low in that pitch count. He's got a chance to go deep in the game.
Throw won't be in time as he reaches it first.
Well, it took a little while. We're in the 5th inning, but they came up with the first hit. You got to get something started eventually. Not bad time to start.
Here now is his Drupal Cabrera. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. A 1-0 pitch. Swing, and that's hit out of play up into the plaza level. And this is low, ball 2. 2-1. No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Line towards center field. So they do get their first hit, but their first run will have to wait. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Brandon Crawford. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ballgame. Up and away to start the inning. It's 1-0. Here it comes. For Walker now at second. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
The catcher, number 20.
Here's Buster Posey now. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
That's a big pitch right there. Now he's got him 0-1. And he still may not be comfortable. Even 0-1, he's still a pretty good hitter when he's down the count. This is a big pitch right here.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive.
Oh, he might have got away with one. 2-strike breaking ball that ended up being in the zone. I think he probably wanted that out of the zone, but fortunately, he just fouled it off.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Bruce racing back, and he tracks it down. A nice running play to record the second out.
Second baseman.
Ready for another chance? Joe Pennant. It was a walk in his last trip. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he will indeed make the play in foul territory to retire the side. Giants are down 1-2-3, but they're on top 2-0. Here's Jay Bruce now. He'll start things out in their half of the 6th as they look to shake things up here for a lineup that, quite frankly, has been non-existent to date.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've been completely overmatched to this point. 1 hit through 5 innings. I mean, what else can you say about the pitching they faced other than it's been fantastic? We'll see if that continues as we approach the later inning.
Parker has to run a ways before he gets there in time to record the out. How about that?
Syndergaard.
Striding in once again. Noah Syndergaard comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Lifted into the air out towards center field. Span is under it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, third baseman.
Digging in to try it again, Jose Reyes. 0 for 2 on his line thus far. Cueto sets his sights. First pitch on the way. I had him lunging at that one out of the zone, and that's strike one. The windup and the 0-1. And now this is served out to left off the end of the bat. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
Man, that swing looked like self-defense than a real quality swing. But hey, he muscled it out there, and it was enough to get him safely to second. Those are the kind of hits that will drive you nuts as a pitcher.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And he gets a piece of it here, but it's chopped foul. Set to deliver the 0-1. And there's ball 1.
Backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's such an effective pitch if you can hit the corner with it, but no dice this time.
Fastball called strike. 1-2.
We're really watching a great performance. This is a good hitting team. He's got 2 outs already in the 6th inning. We're 1 out away from watching him get through the 6th with all zeros on the board.
And that's lifted the other way out to left. Parker moves over, and that retires the side. Josh Edgen is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 66, Josh Edgen.
Here's the center fielder, Denard Span. He'll match up with a new pitcher to begin their half of the 7th. That's popped up out towards short right field. Duda ranging into the outfield, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, left fielder.
Digging in once again, Jarrett Parker. A hit in 2 tries so far. Hard hit ball to second, gloved by Walker. And he'll whip this one over to first, and he gets his man for the second out.
The pitcher, number 47.
At the plate, Johnny Cueto. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. 2 out, nobody on. Swing and a miss just behind a lively fastball. A swing and a miss on a ball that jammed him.
Hey, Matt, you're the pitcher. There's 2 outs.
Threw it right past him. A swing and a miss at the gas, and that ends the inning. Hands down in order. They're up 2-0.
7th inning stretch.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes. He'll try and get something started in the home half of the 7th.
Left fielder.
Oh, look at that stop. And he'll flip on to first to record the out.
Now batting, catcher
Evan Gattis now standing in. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Down and in here. 1 ball, no strikes.
He's been doing a nice job out there on the mound, but the deeper you get into the game, the more the hitters have seen you. This is the part of the lineup that he has to be.
Oh, and now meanwhile, this ball is cranked out to straightaway center field, and this one is going to leave the yard. It's a home run. It's a solo home run for Evan Gattis. His first homer here in the series, and the Mets are on the scoreboard. It's now a 2-1 game.
That's one of those pitches you wish you could take back as soon as it leaves your hand. But guess what? There are no delete or rewind buttons in baseball. That's a mistake, and it was a good job by his opponent to make him pay for it.
Now batting.
Into the box, Michael Conforto. Yes, he'll pick on the first pitch and line one back up the middle, and that's a base hit.
Well, Matt, he jumped on that first pitch after the home run. It's a line drive for a base hit. I was always a little reluctant to get in the box after you gave up a home run, thinking he might dust me right here.
Now here comes Bruce Bochy out of the Giants dugout on his way to the mound. And that'll signal the end for Johnny Cueto. So he'll depart with the lead and a chance to be the winner, but he is responsible for the tying run at first. Corey Guerin takes the call from the pen as he'll try to get the final 2 outs of this 7th frame.
Corey Guerin.
Now time is barked out by the home plate umpire. Here's Lucas Duda now. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control 0-2.
Well, there's no doubt what he was thinking on those first 2 swings. Big power swings. Now he's got to dial it back a little bit and try to put that ball in play.
Hit hard to third. And a diving effort there, but it'll come up empty. It's a base hit.
Well, that's a nice base hit right there. They got a little something working here, Matt. You got the tying run at second base and the go-ahead run at first base. How's it going to unfold?
Ready once again as Drupal Cabrera. 0 for 2 here to start the afternoon. Hit hard to the right, but foul. I'm set with the 0-1. And the slider bounces, and that'll get on by. So now 2 men in scoring position. And there's ball 4 now, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force at the plate is in order.
Well, tough to say if that was their intention or not, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. A force at every base now, so there are a lot of ways to get out of this.
Into the box, Jay Bruce, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. And obviously a big spot here with the bases loaded, so he'll step out to rethink things. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Pence has a read on it. He makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. But not in time, and just like that, this ball game is tied.
Hey, that was a really good at-bat right there. You're trying to tie this thing up any way that you can. He hits the sac fly to the outfield, and the tying run comes in to score.
Chris Davis will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 19, Chris Davis.
Now here's a slider that can't quite get back to the outside corner. It's ball 1. And we'll see what he can do here. 2 on, 2 away, 2 home so far this inning. Now time called at the plate as he'll step out and try and start it again. Two men are on with 2 men out. Hard hit ball to short. There is Crawford. He'll go the short way to panic at second, and that ends the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, including the home run. No errors, and 2 men left on base. 8th inning coming up, and we are tied 2-2. Eric Goodell has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 62, Eric Goodell.
Now at the plate, Eduardo Nunez. And this tie ball game is a battle of the bullpens now, and I'm sure you're enjoying that, Dan.
Bullpens are such a big part of baseball now, Matt. All these teams have such good 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guys. It all boils down to whose bullpen is better.
And he'll look at a first pitch curveball that's in the dirt. It's ball 1. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box.
Oh, man, I think he thought he was going to get another breaking ball right there. He's a little bit late on that fastball. That's a nice pitch, though, following that breaking pitch to keep him off balance with the heater.
And this inning starts with a solid base hit. So their half of the 8th opens with a man aboard.
Right fielder.
Here's the right fielder, Hunter Pence. Leadoff man on base, and we'll see what they have in mind strategy-wise here. And a pitch out, nothing doing, though, and that's ball 1. 1-0 count. Here it is. Pitch is a cold strike. The throw. Here's the 1-1. Now a bunt attempt here. Reyes is right there. Throw on to first, so the sacrifice is successful. Here's the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Been a rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, Matt, especially when you're kind of due to do something productive.
In there, 0-1.
Well, this is one of those situations you don't want him to put a ball in the air. You got to pitch the strikeout right here and get you out of this inning. Don't let him put the ball in play. Well, it's awful difficult, Matt, to hit when you find yourself down 0-2, but particularly when you haven't even swung the bat yet. Now you're in protect mode, and you haven't taken one swing.
That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Tried to get him to chase that 0-2 curveball there, but he wasn't biting. Very well could see it again here, though.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and a big out there as the go-ahead run stays at third with 2 gone now. Just got a piece of the fastball that time as it's chopped foul at the plate for strike 1. Curveball there. This one touching 77 miles an hour. 2 strikes. There seem to be different philosophies on it. So, Dan, what was your approach at 0-2 counts?
My philosophy is this. I think the last thing you want to do is throw non-competitive pitches, Matt. Throw something down in the zone or just out of the zone, but something. And the center fielder is under it to make the catch, and the inning is over.
Neil Ramirez is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Neil Ramirez.
Digging in and looking for more, Jose Reyes. He'll get things started now in the bottom of inning number 8. Now a swing, and the barrel of the bat breaks in 2 that time, but foul. Over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit. 1-2. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. And this is going to find the crowd down the left field line. Count holds at 1-2. And another foul ball. He'll try again. 1-2. Another one sent foul. Here's the 1-2 delivery. And that misses. 2-2.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. He's set. Here's the 2-2. And he finally wears him down here as he strikes him out after a 9-pitch at bat. Here's Neil Walker. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
Walker.
First pitch fastball swung on and missed. 0-1.
They've done a real nice job keeping this guy into wraps in this one. No hits for him so far, and what stands out to me is they're going right after him. They're not pitching him like they're afraid he's going to do any damage.
Well, he fouls off that fastball right there, and you wonder, does he love his fastball enough to come back with it 3 times in a row?
And he wastes a fastball high there, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. Now the pitch. High pop up. And there's out number 2.
The left fielder, number 52.
Ready for another shot now. Yoenis Cespedes. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Goodness. 0-2 now.
Now that's what a slider's supposed to look like. Great execution. Starts off the plate and makes him reach.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Mets go down 1-2-3. Here's Buster Posey now. He'll step in trying to do something about this 2-2 tie. 9th inning begins as the first pitch is taken for ball 1. Hit sharply on the ground. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Now batting, second baseman, Joe Panik.
Here's Joe Panik. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch is a changeup for a called strike. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Looks at a curveball on the outside corner. So 2 pitches in a row on the outside corner for strikes. You think he stays out there?
I think he does. One thing you don't want to do, though, Matt, it's not a good idea to throw the same hitter, the same pitch 3 times in a row, back to back to back, but I think he might throw it here.
And this is going to be a foul ball. Here's another 1-2. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone. Good job of making him chase a pitch for the strikeout there.
Yeah, Matt, that's the advantage of getting ahead in the count. You can really force hitters to expand their zone and protect. And when they're in that mode, getting them to go after a pitch they can't do much with becomes a lot easier.
Here's the center fielder, Denard Span. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Now here's a shot out to right center field. Around first is Span, on his way to second now. And your go-ahead run is in there at second base as he's got himself a 2-out double.
Let's take another look at just a textbook swing right there. Good weight transfer, good hands to the ball, solid contact, and great extension through the ball.
Yeah, that's about as pretty as a swing gets. Nice look at it there from our camera guys as well. And time will be called here as with the important go-ahead run at second base, they'll opt to go and get a little more speed out there. Jarrett Parker is in with 2 away as he takes a ball, 1-0. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-2 as the changeup had him out in front there. Now the 1-2 pitch. Oh, that grounder got him.
Got the go-ahead run at third base. We got 2 outs. Let's see how this is going to unfold. Matt, this is getting really exciting. Who can come up with a clutch 2-out hit, or can he deliver the pitch he wants to in the clutch?
Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound. And it looks now like a right-hander's begun to get loose in the Mets bullpen. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1. And he bats in a big spot here. Go-ahead run at third, 2 men out. Curveball close, but it's 1-1. There's a swing and a ball lifted to left, but back in the seats, out of play. It's 1-2. And he strikes him out on a good pitch, so 1 run can win it as we head to the bottom of the inning. Melvin Upton Jr. will
This
stay in the
change
ball
for
game
the
as he
Giants.
takes over in center.
Now playing center
George
field,
Contos
number
enters
7,
to do the pitching, and
Melvin
best case scenario for him is to
Jr.
push this one into
change for the
extra
Giants.
innings.
Now playing left field, number 16, Drew Stubb.
Now a drive to right field. This could do it. Game over. Walk-off home run. Solo shot to right center. And with one swing of the bat, this ball game is over.
Man, the postseason always seems to deliver big moments, and this was no exception. A walk-off in the final at-bat ends it, and there's bedlam at home plate. Wow!
Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no time like the postseason to come through and lift your team to victory. He was certainly a big factor here, and it was pretty cool to see.
A one-run game this afternoon, 3-2 the final finish. New York win the opener here in the division series. So that'll just about do it. For my partners Harold Reynolds and Dan Plesac, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching a presentation of MLB Network. So long, everybody.
For the Giants, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 48 minutes. Our paid attendance this afternoon at Citi Field, 45,000. The Mets thank you for your continued support and remind you to please drive home safely.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Show, your source for all postseason news. Here's a recap of yesterday's playoff baseball. For Game 1 of the National League Division Series, the Mets catcher, number 11, was on at the plate blasting 2 long balls, helping lead the Mets past the Giants 3-2. They now lead the series 1-0 heading into Game 2. In Game 1 of the NL Division Series, the Dodgers starting pitcher, number 22, twirled a dominating complete game shutout on the mound as the Dodgers defeated the Cubs 2-0. They now lead the series 1-0 heading into Game 2. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll be back here tomorrow and all postseason long.